The US-led coalition has carried out a bombing raid against forces fighting for the Syrian government in the south of the country. Alexei Yarashevsky has more on the incident.
There are not too many details at the moment of what exactly happened in southern Syria, except the confirmation from the Operation Inherent Resolve. We actually sent an email them asking for confirmation, and they replied with a statement saying that the coalition struck pro-regime forces that were advancing well inside an established deconfliction zone northwest of Al-Tam, Syria on May 18th, and that posed a threat to U.S. and partner forces at Tanf. The action was taken after apparent Russian attempts to dissuade Syrian pro-regime movement south towards Tanf were unsuccessful. A coalition aircraft show of force and the firing of warning shots. Coalition forces, the statement continuing, said that have been operating in the Tanf area for many months, training and advising vetted partner forces engaged in the fight against ISIS. The final part of the statement said the agreed upon deconfliction zone agreements remains in effect. The airstrikes happened in the area where the rebel forces, which have been trained by the Pentagon for many months now to much no avail, were holding their base, and that's where the United States military apparently believed there was some kind of threat from not necessarily the Syrian army. It doesn't state that those were the Syrian army forces, rather the forces, the militia backed by the Syrian government.
In a statement, the US coalition said that before the strike, warning shots were fired. But Syria-based journalist Ala Ibrahim told us no warning was given.
The attack was partly carried out by the US-led coalition against a paramilitary or a militia group affiliated with the Syrian army, but not directly part of the Syrian army, which makes it more difficult for the army to gather the necessary information to understand what happened exactly. What we know so far from our military sources is that a group of 5 or 6 pickup trucks were in a mission in the deserts to the south east of Syria, near the triangle that connects Jordan, Iraq and Syria, and these trucks were trying to scout the area where ISIL actually operates usually. And as they approached the scene of operations for some of the rebel groups that receive funding and aid and support, aerial support from the US-led coalition, they were attacked by aircraft without giving them warning, in contradiction with what we heard from US sources, that they tried to convince these 5 vehicles or 6 vehicles to stay away from the area of operation for the US-led coalitions-backed rebel groups.
Political analyst Giles Ortel believes the US should clarify its military objectives before things escalate further.
I think what we should do here, particularly in this very volatile case, is let's have a wait to get the official statement out of the Pentagon. I think that's a matter that the American public deserves to have, some major debate upon, particularly given our record now, 16 years into a battle throughout the Middle East, just counting the period September 11, 2001 forward, where there are not a lot of great signs of success yet. Before we get into an escalating, widening confrontation in the volatile Syria, I think we really should have an in-depth debate in Congress. We should understand what the military objectives are, and then we should do our best to win those objectives with our allies.